My grandpa gambled away our family inheritance. I had never been close to my grandfather, so I've never really had an opinion on him. But as I've gotten older, I found out more things that really made me despise him. Apparently, the reason no one had ever brought him up much in conversation was because he never really got along well with anyone. He always had to voice his thoughts and prove he was right, and when he wasn't, which was often, he would throw violent fits. He had grown up super rich in a poor developing country. People literally did his bidding in the neighborhood just for his spare change. He never had to lift a finger. He had never done his own laundry, never had to prepare his own meal, never had to personally pay his own bills. He never had to save to buy a house because he was an only child with a huge inheritance. He married my grandmother because of her beauty and intelligence, but a man who had grown up this way never really understood love or compassion. So he ended up abusing her to make her more dependent on him. He was a despicable man who drowned in power. He physically abused the help in the house if they weren't up to his standard. He even kicked one of the men down the flight of stairs, and then later paid for his hospital treatments. And despite all the power and fame, he put all his boredom into gambling. He was a VIP at some of the casinos, and in those rooms, the minimum bets were around $1,000, which was a lot back in the day. He took every game seriously, while the other rich and infamous slowly ate away at his power. And eventually, he left his family with nothing. So my parents had to go up poor with hard labor. My grandmother remarried, and the man I actually call Grandpa was kind and constantly complimented each family member even if we weren't of his blood. He knew about the things my grandfather did and vowed to protect each of us. However, recently he passed on, and things were never quite the same. My grandmother lost the love of her life, we lost a wonderful man, and my real grandfather is still out losing every bit of money to the point he had no electricity at home and drowned in debt. My parents and uncles and aunts still provide him money to continue on, but I never really understood why. He didn't deserve it. He never changed, never wanted to get to know his grandchildren, never gave up being physically and verbally abusive to others. So why do they tolerate him? Am I allowed to hate my own grandfather?